Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking, Divine Debut 11, of course. And we're here for the love reading that we do every Wednesday. Today is the 12th of the 11th of 2025. The portal, the passageway, the gateway is open. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope you sent your wishes out to Spirit, you meditated, you took advantage of this opening, this opportune moment where the veil is thin and Spirit is listening. Whether it was 11:11 a.m. or 11:11 p.m., I hope that you were able to have 5 minutes spare time and in quiet to connect. I certainly did. So what is coming in? What's opening up? What's opening up, and what are the opportune moments? This is a love reading, of course, which usually focuses towards the twin flame or a soulmate or a karmic connection. So more than likely for most of you, it's someone that you've already experienced the relationship, you've connected, whether physically or ethereally, spiritually. For some of you that are waiting on that important relationship, you may be, because obviously you're here, you've gone through your spiritual awakening. You do believe that there's more to just relationship, the physical, obviously. So some of you could be in between two worlds where you're trying to release any toxic, karmic, hard relationships, and through your awakening, obviously, hopefully connecting to someone that's on your level. Now, they may not be on your level. Sometimes these are very long relationships. Like I was shocked the other day when I heard of a 51-year twin flame connection. The lady was like 70 and he was 76. And some of my friends and the people that I talk to, they're saying, "Oh, it's been 3 years. It's too long." And through my experience and my, this work that I do, you tend to laugh at such a short time, because on this huge life journey, 3 years, 5 years is very, very little. So I've heard a lot through keeping, Divine Debut 11 and this journey. It's been 10 years, my dear friends. Next year in March, this is a 10-year path and calling and career and experience for me. So it's been very it's been keeping me very busy. It's been very much about, the wisdom and the philosophy, learning, educating myself, and therefore, they do say that the light needs to be passed on to others. Knowledge is free, they say, even though, you've got to pay. Knowledge sometimes is paid, but many times it can be given and passed down, I should say, passed down. Whereas, and every person, every soul puts in their 5 cents, 2 cents worth, you know what I mean? And it's like an evolution of humanity's awareness and awakening. Okay, let's see what's going on. As remember this, I've given you the date, but this could also be a timeless love reading. We will not be doing the yes please today because I've got a lot on my plate. I will be coming to you from Athens next week, and I'm also very excited to mention to you that in a small group of people and myself, we're launching an app which is coffee cup reading. It involves astrology. It's a dream interpretation, so dream journal application. You can download your birth chart from that and get the main placements, right? But of course, obviously, if you're needing a birth analysis, you do have the option through a paid service. It's an application reoccurring every month, but it gives you so much, and there's a lot more to it, but I'll be giving you more information. It's coming out very soon. We're very, very excited about it. We're putting our finishing touches, and that's why I said to you I am very busy. So yeah, really, really exciting, really exciting. It's a very intelligent program as well, app, one of the best, and we're very proud to bring it to the world. Get a lot more people on board. You know, you can, those of you that drink Greek, Turkish coffee, you can have your coffee cup read something like 3 times a week. It's a very intelligent app, so it will be worth the while checking it out. Anyway, giving it a try. Let's go and let's concentrate on love. Concentrate on your person. Today, we'll be taking this little deck. It's a new deck. I don't even know what it's called. I'll get round to it at some point. But it's a beautiful deck, really nice. You can see the red heart on it. It's beautiful. We'll see what comes through. Yeah, we got a few decks recently so that we can freshen things up. And we're also using the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck, which I haven't used for a while, so might see what the blockages are. I'm not going to do this. It's not going to be a long video, so let's go. Let's see what's coming through. I'm going to give us the bigger picture, okay? So I'm not going to get stuck on the little details because I don't have a lot of free time. I've got a lot that I've got to get to. So what is possibly going on in love? Remember, it's a general read. If you're interested in a personal, I did have a special on the 2026 yearly reading before busy period, Christmas, right? Where you'd have to wait till January. And I did put a 50% off discount. It was up until the 11th of the 11th. But I'm going to make a last call. Whoever gets this message, email us, divinedebut11@gmail.com, and expect your reading sometime mid-December. Okay? Not now, not in the next couple of weeks. All right? So email us so we can send you the discounted link. So this is the last call, just because I'm on live. So, well, I'm not live. I'm in the premiere and in the chat with you, but just giving you a last opportunity for those of you that you got caught off guard and you didn't have the time. What's going on in love? What is going on in love? Because that portal for me, it's like a 11:11, and from the 8th of the 11th, it feels like an activation of these important connections. Whether twin flame, which I feel mainly twin flame, but soulmates and karmic relationships. Many people do tend to live their life, you know, with a karmic other. They were meant to learn many lessons, and it's very hard to decipher the difference between karmic and twin flame. They're very, very, very similar. We've got an emperor here. We've got an emperor. We've got the devil. Two very similar energies for me. Many of us are hoping to manifest this emperor, someone who can give you that security, that long term, that stability where love is concerned. But it comes through maturity. It comes through difficult lessons. You may also have gotten caught up in a love triangle. The devil can speak to third parties or blockages, limitations, restrictions, lessons, unhealthy cycles, again and again, going through lessons. Remember, Kronos, Saturn is the taskmaster. So, of course, it speaks to maturity. So many of you here are at a mature age. So maybe you are close to finding that or coming together with that other person, your most important other. But I see here that Kronos is saying, wait, there are still some limitations, blockages, maybe a little bit more work to do. And if you did get caught up with someone that did have other obligations, responsibilities, right? Because this could be someone who is that you're karmically tangled up with in the past. So therefore, possibly needing to release a karmic controlling self-centered, narcissistic, all that. Emperor, someone who was not able to give you that security, someone that just wanted to control you, and you had to become the emperor in your own life. So the situation will be different for each. We've got a judgment call here. These are three major arcana cards. If this is not an important message, then I don't know what is. Okay? So we've got Aries, we've got Capricorn, we've got Aquarius, we've got Scorpio. So Pluto, Saturn, and Mars. Pluto, Saturn, Mars, the three malefic planets. Not easy. But this is a card of judgment, right? It's a resurrection. It's a second opportunity, but through crisis. Now, we're coming up to a new moon in Scorpio, which could be a very critical new moon. We'll be talking about that on Patreon. If you're not a Patreon, do consider joining us there. Check us out. We talk a lot about the astrology, and the astrology is the energies we're living amongst, working with, or the energies that are working against us. As much as we're pressing on the accelerator to move forward, we're not able to. Spirit is calling us to go back with all the retrogrades. There's something that still needs looking at. Saturn is still in Pisces, or back in Pisces, and there is Neptune as well, and the North Node. So we need to take off those rose-colored glasses. We need to see through the veil, see through the deception. You know, the devil can also speak to fears. A fear of the blockages, a fear of not being able to move forward because, you know, the devil is like the chains. Two people are chained together. So it could be unhealthy connections. It could be timing. But this is what we need. This is help coming from Spirit. This is Archangel Michael saying that it's time to resurrect. There are second chances. There are opportunities for a death and a metamorphosis. And remember, we said Mars because of Aries, Kronos because of Capricorn, Saturn, and then Pluto, which is the stronger planet of the three. It's Pluto. So Pluto will bring that death, that ending, and then that new beginning. And that new moon in Taurus, right, on the 5th, early November, was talking about a completion point, a culmination. We're heading up to a new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is a death process and then a resurrection, a rebirth. Let's take a peek. Yeah, where love is concerned, Four of Cups, not happy at all, stuck. And we've got a Page of Cups. Someone can only offer through the Page of Cups. This could possibly be also an apology if there have been heavy judgments. A little bit of naivety or even trust is necessary because, okay, the Emperor is not someone trusting, right? He's been through so much. He's not someone that would trust easily through his life experiences. Let's see what's going on, and then we'll take the Karma Dharma. What's going on in love? What are the opportunities? Let's go. Would you believe me that when I took out this deck, I remembered this king. And I said, yeah, this is the deck with the king that has got his head down and he's very unhappy. And that's the first card that came out. So I don't know if you're looking at the energies of this king. Could be a fire sign, could be Scorpio for me as well. Okay, because of the red. Or Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. He's got his head down. He's not able to create. He's upset. This could be someone that's quite narcissistic. Leo comes through because of the lion here as well. So someone who is in an entrepreneurship. And I could say that the Emperor is very similar to a fire sign. The Emperor many times does come through as temperamental, angry, angered, very quick to anger. But there's a lot of heaviness, a lot of responsibilities that they deal with. And, well, they possibly can't deal with silliness and with immaturity because of their life experience. They won't have the patience, right? All the time. Let's see what's crossing this king. We've got a Six of Wands. So this king is not feeling very successful at all. Hold on a second. Let's continue. So Leo comes through again. And Leo, of course, is leadership. It's someone that holds a position of, being the boss, being the father, being the leader. And someone maybe who may have fallen from grace, may have received some karma that they did not expect. So they're not feeling very successful. Now, this could be someone who's been brought down a few steps from life, from love, from whatever situation. The success card, the recognition, and the reputation of this king may be at risk. Now, also, this is like someone needing to water their ego down, if you know what I mean, because that's what it's all about. We need to be standing on the ground and not being up in the air, and feeling that if we've been successful in career, that we'll be successful in life in general. So let's see. And I want to say also, possibly, there may be an issue with the status, the reputation or the social standing of this king. This is maybe what could be going on with the masculine side, what's crowning. Seven of Pentacles, exhaustion, stuck energies. Where are we coming from the past? We've got a Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Spiritual connection, emotional openness. That's the divine feminine. She's given everything. She's open, she's loving, she's nurturing, she's forgiving, she's patient. Very different. Fire to water. Okay, fire is all about creation, inspiration, passion. Water is sensitivity, intuition, and emotions. Yep, there's been a tower moment. What is the possible near future showing? A Ten of Swords. So there is some sort of a betrayal, some sort of a heavy burden, heavy ending here, but it does bring a release. Let's see what the Queen of Cups is in the past. So we see the divine feminine unhappy in a situation emotionally, needing to check out of a situation. Someone's emotionally stepped away. I don't know if this is a past relationship, because look, if we look at the Eight of Cups like that, she's emotionally checked out. She's moving towards that Ace of Cups, so that's self-love for her. Taking back the love that she's given, the energy that she's provided in this relationship, or leaving a past narcissistic connection, wanting to, start anew. But what is this king of wands? What is he in a Debbie Downer mood right now, whenever you view this? Okay, they're feeling exhausted, they're feeling very weak. It's like Achilles' heel. Their Achilles' heel has been hit somehow. And this is Leo, another Leo card. Now, opposite Leo is where Pluto is transiting in Aquarius. So therefore, for Leo individuals, if this is a Leo individual, or even any fixed sign, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Taurus, as we've got the lunations in that are affecting, obviously, the fixed signs. And Uranus has gone back to Taurus. And Uranus is going to be opposite this new moon around on the 20th of the month. There's going to be something very, a very quick twist, something very revealing, shocking, surprising, electrifying, breaking out, seeing something more clearly. And that's the Tower. That's Uranus. Ace of Cups. The potential is here for a new beginning. Someone's pushing for a new beginning, but this new beginning requires someone take the action. We've got the Six of Wands, and then we've got the Seven of Wands. Or I should say in the recent past, but timing could be a little bit off. Someone's been pushing for this new beginning, but it's hard to succeed. There are blockages. Remember the devil in the 3-card spread. The Strength card can also speak to trust, and this King of Wands is someone that's usually very fiery, very decisive, action orientated, very confident. But it's like Spirit is telling him, hold on, hold your horses, keep that, put a lid on the fire what you want to create, on your desires. You need to wait, you need to be patient, or you need to give it a rest. This king is all about action, not about resting, not about waiting. Why do we have the Seven of Pentacles? We've got the Hierophant. We did see the Four of Cups before. Someone unhappy in another connection. We've got a King of Pentacles here who is the minor of the Emperor. Unless some of you are dealing with two different people. We've got two masculine, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Unless this is the same person who's working a lot, working very hard. We know if you're dealing with a Capricorn, obviously, Seven of Pentacles, there's exhaustion here. There's no spark, there's no energy to move forward, to succeed. It's like this king has given up. Now, if you're dealing with two different people, because the King of Pentacles, of course, we've got two Taurus cards nevertheless here. Something has come to a completion with that full moon in Taurus, right? And the King of Pentacles could be a business owner, of course, as the King of Wands could be as well. So I'm wondering, because the King of Pentacles, okay, it's Taurus. Again, there could be ego, but there's a very strong stability. His feet are planted on the ground. Very hardworking, very much about putting in the effort, but very slow. Now, with the Hierophant here, we can say that there is a spiritual connection. Some of you could be spiritually connected, or we're talking about someone that is in another relationship, in another marriage, or this is a spiritual connection, or you're dealing with someone, or someone is trying to go by the book. There's conservatism here. So someone sort of toning down their desires, if this is the same person, and feeling as though they must go by these guidelines, by these, these rules and regulations, these boundaries which Saturn puts up. Because that's what the community, that's what the family always did. That was what was traditional. What is this Ten of Swords? It's like the fire comes back, the light comes on. We've got a couple of opportune moments here. There is fire, there is desire. But this is also the desire to clear things away, to see the light after the darkness. What is this Ace of Wands? Because it does speak to action, opportunity, and a Page of Pentacles could be a message or a messenger. Okay, I'm going to pause that. I want to see what the Karma Dharma is. I dropped all of them. So what is the Karma Dharma at this time? Wow, okay. That's the second time that judgment comes through, but it didn't fall in the upright. This could mean that for some of you this is coming in the future, right? Because it was like that. All right, so clockwise it would be upright. So Scorpio, and of course second chances, but through crisis, there's going to be revolutionary energies, my dear friends. I just got hot, so let me take off my cardigan. Okay, this is what happens when I read. So there will be a moment of crisis, a possible resurrection, but it's going to start off slowly. The crisis will come after there will be some things that will be revealed through communication, right? Through connection, because the Page of Pentacles, of course, is something that one is learning. And it's got to do with a new, creative, passionate beginning. Now, in the astrology, we've got Venus in Scorpio. Okay, and she's dark, and she's jealous, and she's manipulative, and she wants depth. She wants the total truth. She wants full connection, physical, emotional depth. But remember, Venus in Scorpio, she's going through a metamorphosis. Now, I wanted to say also early December, Venus is going to go into the underworld. She's going to become invisible. So she'll be in the depths there with Pluto, going through a metamorphosis like Inanna, taking one layer off at a time, just like the Scorpio season, the snake that's taking off one layer at a time. And remember, a death process takes time, right? So that's probably why we've got a near future with some moments of crisis, possible help coming from spirit, when the time is right, when you feel the calling. Let's see what the position of you holds. We've got the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands wants his freedom. He's not someone that will commit. He's not someone that is happy staying at one point. He's forever on the go. He's forever chasing. But this is also the energy of Sagittarius. So could be talking about movement, trips, education. Maybe you're educating yourself, because Sagittarius is seeing the bigger picture. It's the wisdom. I don't know if you're a foreigner, you're far away also from your person. That is also a thing. Now, the Knight of Wands, this could also be the way you see your person. This is someone that is very hard to pinpoint to get them to stop moving around or to get them to commit, because this is usually the player. And we've got Mars in Sagittarius. Mars is traveling through Sagittarius, connecting with retrograde Mercury there. So communication, as Mercury is coming up to Mars, could be a little bit abrupt and harsh. And the Knight of Wands will speak his truth. This is Sagittarian energy. Will speak his truth, his philosophy. He loves to travel. You may have travels or movement. The movement could also be a change of home or a change of, you're migrating, you're changing state, country, whatever. Let's see what's going on in your environment. We've got an Ace of Pentacles. The environment would include your person. So the Ace of Pentacles, which is also here, this seems quite promising. I don't know if you're dealing with someone who was slow to act, someone that needs their time, right? Someone that's slowed down. They've had to water down their passion, to tone down their passion and be more patient. Maybe, unless you are the earth sign and you're teaching this fire sign some patience. Let's take one more on that strength card. We've got the Four of Wands. So this to me, and that's 11/11, which happened yesterday. The portal is open. For me, I would say even 12/12 next month should be quite significant, from yesterday until the 12th of the 12th for me. Something is changing, because 11 is the opening, it's the awakening, and 12 is the next step, right? Which really, 12, if you add it up, because 11, of course, the 11 and 11 is a master number. Logically, you don't add it. But if you did add it, it would be a 2, which speaks to relating to others. 12 equals a 3. 2 is the High Priestess. It's the spiritual connection. 3 is the Empress. It's about that seed being planted, and therefore having the opportunity through patience to manifest it. All right, so I do feel that here, the only card that we don't have, because the Tower could be a breakdown for a new beginning, because something hasn't been built well. And what hasn't been built well? Why is this king with his head down with the Four of Wands? This is the awakening. When we see 11/11, we're going through an awakening. But it's also a portal. The first portal would be the 11, and then the Four of Wands is the 11/11. So it's very vital, it's very significant here, but this is also a marriage card, as is this. All we don't have is the Justice card, but we've got the Tower, and we've got the Crisis, which speaks to, needing to make a decision. It's a moment of crisis, needing to decide. So this could be a past connection. This could be what's on your mind. They could also be in another connection. This could be a love triangle or 4 people involved. Let's see what is in the hopes and fears. We've got the Emperor. So someone is hoping that they can provide the security, that they can hold the position of Emperor, right? And the Emperor, of course, could also be someone that something that someone fears. Now, if for those of you that, because with the Ace of Pentacles, of course, if this is the position of your person, what's on their mind is the Emperor. This could be an ex of yours if you're in another connection hoping to manifest your future person. There could be fear, there could be jealousy, right? Because, okay, we know the King of Pentacles, Earth is not usually into fights, arguments. It's more so I'm waiting it out. Remember the 2 keys here on the Hierophant, second chances, second opportunities. But this Emperor could also be someone that's controlling you, that you fear, someone that you know has tried to manipulate you and keep you there, by force. Because work needs to be done. We saw the Emperor, we saw the Devil, and then we saw the crisis, the judgment. So if fear is holding you or your person back from getting out of something that is blocking the next opening, the next opportunity, the new life cycle, the new story, then it's time to overcome the fear. Okay, overcome the fear. Let's say fear, but do it anyway. Let's see what the outcome is. Possible outcome. We've got the Queen of Wands. So we've got a Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. We've got a King of Wands, Queen of Wands. We've got a Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, and an Emperor. There's a lot of people, so it can get a little bit messy here. And we've got a Knight of Wands. Let's take more. Because if we're looking at the fiery energy, we've got a King, Queen, and Knight of Wands, which says obviously that someone could be maturing, even going from the Knight to the King to the Emperor. But also, if this is a love triangle, there's age differences, because King and Queen go together, and the Knight would be someone that's younger. So there may be a bit of an age difference. The age difference will be different for each of you. But let's get more information, because the Queen of Wands, she chases. She doesn't sit back. She creates. Okay, she trusts her intuition. She does not sit back. We'll see what comes through for her. In the position of you, with Mercury retrograde, with the Magician, there's an alignment of the stars for movement, for travel, because this is Mercury. But you're traveling towards... It could also be going back to a place that you've already visited, connected with your person, returning back to a past conversation, situation. We've got Virgo and Gemini here. And we've got the 2 of Wands, the opportunity, the choice, and the hopeful expansion with the help of the stars, the energies, right? So some of you are planning a trip. The choice, I feel, if you had a choice between 2, you've made it. Let's look at your person with the Ace of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles, someone who is, footloose and fancy-free, someone that's single, or someone that's very strong. They stand very strongly on their feet financially, or even where the luck and the abundance is concerned, because for me, the 9 of Pentacles is a minor arcana of the Empress. It's a card of manifestation, abundance, someone knowing their worth. I prefer to be on my own, says the 9 of Pentacles, than to be under someone's thumb. I prefer to be in my serenity, in my Garden of Eden, than to have this Emperor breathing down my neck. I will wait. Feels like here that I'm getting the energy of the divine feminine needing to take the action. Even though in the past she was more recessive, not doing much, she's got the ability to create, but through power, through, attraction, and And it's all about cause and effect. If you don't act, nothing will happen, right? If there's no movement, nothing will happen. You're just hoping to bring in, with the help of spirit. But this is more about that masculine energy taking the next steps. And we've got a lot of earth on the side of your person, so they do hold strong earth. Could be, 3 planets in an earth sign. Who knows? Let's see what else, because we've got 10 pentacles. This is a split though, so you could be dealing with someone that is becoming free, that is on their way out of a past connection. And if this is a twin flame, it could be the same, that you're looking at your mirror, your reflection is your person. What's going on with them is exactly what's going on with you, with small differences. We've got a King of Swords, so you may be dealing with someone that is that has got strong air. This is Aquarius, could be Gemini, could be Libra, but someone that did not show emotion. I mean, King of Wands shows passion. King of Pentacles shows through acts of service, through practical matters, will show their loyalty. And the Emperor, well, he's there to control, to keep the ship afloat, let's say, but too much with his head in business and responsibilities. He doesn't show passion. He shows only the fire, And King of Swords, very aloof, very cold, no emotion, just truth. Sometimes hard truths, and someone who protects their heart. They use more their logic than coming from their heart. So, unless this is someone that your person is close to, that they are connecting with, getting the advisement, so on and so forth. And there's a possibility for lots of communication, and your King of Swords clearing the air relative to what's going on, because he's holding the Ace of Swords, which may show up very early in the near future. It could be in a day, it could be in a week, it could be in a month. We will take some timing cards at the end. Yep, a lot will be revealed, possibly around that new moon in Scorpio. And this person does hold a lot of fears, a lot of secrets relative to their personal life. A lot of hidden secrets in their psyche, and that's why we see them as the King of Swords. Who is the Emperor? What is the Emperor? So we've got the 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands here. 3 of Wands is, again, I've put in the effort, I've put in the work, and I'm waiting on my ships to come in. That's what your person is thinking. The 3 of Wands, I don't know if the Emperor is someone else, then they may have an inkling, or they may be seeing through moments of crisis that they're not the only person in the story here. That there's a, love triangle, that there's something else going on. But also, if you are trying to manifest the Emperor, and this is your person, which would be the major arcana of the King of Pentacles, or the King of Wands, or the King of Swords, because in the Emperor are all the kings, okay? I'll leave it up to you to decipher who's who. And this could be your person also fearing or not being able to, at this time, to give you that security. It's like they're turning their back on being the Emperor for you. They're not ready yet. Or they're keeping their distance because they are at a distance. They're keeping their physical distance, emotional distance, watering down their emotions, their passion, toning down their fire, because they don't want to get involved with third parties. They don't want that trouble. Let's see what that Queen of Wands is as an outcome card. We've got the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. So what the outcome is telling me is that the ability to manifest and to create, because many times I do see the Empress as the Queen of Wands as well. You do have the opportunity to create, and many opportunities, and try and trust your intuition as to which door to open, which cup to take. But also taking the action will clear the air, will open many doors, many opportunities, but Spirit is saying there's still work to be done. And don't get stuck on the little details. Let's see what else is going on. We've got a Queen of Swords. Queen and King of Swords. We've got so many people here. Libra energy, Queen of Swords, could be anything legal. Two people that are possibly just either going through separation, living under the same roof, or there's going to be a lot of truth bombing, a lot of truths that will be told. Queen of Swords wants equality. She wants her justice. And she's also asking for what is rightfully hers. You know, if there are children, she's asking for alimony for child, you know, to take what is hers, what is rightfully hers. She's demanding that, and she's very clear about what she wants. She wants nothing less than the whole long-term, you know, Ace of Pentacles. Where is it? Here it is. This is what she wants. She will take nothing less. Because obviously she's had her experiences of her wounding. And the general energy is the Devil, the Four of Cups, there it is, the Death card, you see. Lots of secrets within an emotional, you know, someone's emotional life. Lots of secrets, lots of mysteries, lots of possibly also unhealthy connections, but also intimate connections, physically intimate connections, infidelity, in other words. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let's see what else we can get. I want to take one of these. Actually, we'll take a couple of these cards and see what is potentially coming through where love is concerned, please, Spirit. What is potentially coming through? Leaving, breaking the cycle, saying goodbye, moving on to better things. So you see, she's also holding a book that is closed. This is the Divine Feminine we see that is checking out. I don't know if this has got to do with the Eight of Cups here from the past, that she's actually now physically leaving, because emotionally she had already checked out. What else comes through? Jealousy. The fact that there's jealousy means that there's manipulation. You know, all those Scorpio manipulation, jealousy, victimization, secrecy, mysteries, bad blood, the skeletons in the closet. I did say manipulation, didn't I? Not being respectful, unfair accusations, wandering eyes. I feel that here, because this energy is very much the negative energy of the Emperor. For those of you that are trying to leave or check out, someone's trying to manipulate and keep you, like they're playing with your head, playing with your mind, that you're not good enough. Unfair accusations, wandering eyes, there's distrust here. The fact that there's jealousy, there is the idea that there are third parties, obviously. And someone not treating this female, this feminine, respectfully. Appearances, projecting an image, being in the spotlight, narcissistic personality. You see, this is narcissism very greatly. So, appearances, you know, this is what is important. Projecting an image, not, you know, this is like someone who's got complexes, obviously. Someone who wants to be in the spotlight only, and this would be the negative connotation to the Leo energy that we saw, or the fixed signs in their negative frequency would be the narcissism. All right, let's see what else is going on. There's a lot of jealousy here. We've got harmony that comes through, working well together, being in tune, building deep trust. That's a bit of a back and forth. You know, someone's not certain whether they need to be jealous or whether there can be harmony. Or after leaving a jealous, manipulative relationship that was full of wounding and lessons, and there were complexes, and there was control, and narcissism, the potential is for harmony. We see the music here. We see the romance here. Building deep trust. This is possibly, you know what kind of a connection you're in. If you're in this kind of a connection, if by getting out of that, this is what is promised. Gifts of love, you see. Token of affection. Giving and receiving. Embracing what you have. Let's take one more. And walking away, being done, relationship ending, learning lessons. The fact that we've got this as the outcome card says to me that this harmony and this gifts of love comes before someone walks away. That will be the, the final curtain, let's say, that someone knows where they're heading. They know that there's a very different relationship, very different life outside of what one has experienced in the past. But the divine feminine, needs to have the courage to do that, to have the confidence to walk away. Let's put these cards here on the side, and let's take, I know you can't see them all, doesn't really matter. Let's take the romance angels and let's see what else is coming through. To me, the Queen of Wands here on the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, she's connecting with someone that will open many doors for her, and that will show their love and their affections and their support through putting in the effort. Yeah. So I get a lot of yin energy coming from the masculine. So very strong water, very strong earth. Not to say that there isn't air as well. Calling in your soulmate. This is my Archangel Michael, my beautiful Archangel Michael. Release your ex, you see. See what's blocking. And the ex, if you are not with your ex, then it could be that they're still in your energy. There's still some of their energy left there. It's like a energy vampire, or it could be anything to do with you comparing this person and not trusting because you're carrying a chip on your shoulder that they will be just like the ex. Don't do that to yourself. Finances and career are playing a major role. Attraction, romance. Give your relationship a chance. Because to me, with these cards as well, it may be a little bit shaky. It may be a little bit shaky for some. And there's the separation again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is this. Because we had the walking away and the separation. Because here it says time apart. So if you're physically at a distance, you need to make the changes to come closer. That's one. Another thing would be that this is not the end. This is not the we're getting married, we're committing, we're moving in together. Work still needs to be done. Because remember, the crisis card was in the future. So it's not going to happen for most of you now. There's still, another maybe run, another cycle, a few more lessons to go. I would say this may go all the way up until February, March next year. And again, time-wise, it will be different for everyone. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Now you see why. Only when Chronos permits. Okay? Because as I said, a metamorphosis takes time. Let's take 3 Lenormand. Let's pronounce it the way the French do, even though my French accent is hopeless. So I ain't even going to try. Let's take 3 cards and see what's coming through. Remember that Jupiter is now retrograde and connecting well with Chronos, Saturn, but Jupiter must turn direct as well. So we've still got past situations that we're needing to look at. Okay, some clouds are clearing, some news is coming in. There will be communications, but there will be still third parties, worries, low emotional feelings, distrust, imbalances in relationship, and some of you think that time is also running out. Okay, we've got the offer here. There is an offer here. It's actually the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. So hopefully she will clear the air for everyone, clear what this is all about, this worry. There needs to be trust and giving and taking, you know, openness. And to trust someone, of course, it takes time, but we also need to bring down that wall, those boundaries of Saturn, and say, okay, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Prove me wrong. Prove to me that I can trust you, right? This is a spiritual connection, or there are family situations going on. There could also be some unhealthy issues here, health issues, physical or emotional health issues. But we've got the heart. We've got the love card here. And there is an offer here, a very romantic offer. This is the Knight of Cups. So Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces. But there are delays because someone's got to cut through that red tape. Okay? Or you're separated by water, or you're separated by kilometers, or you're separated by contracts. Whatever is separating you and keeping you apart and lonely. Yep. Hardships, conflicts, possible separation, divorce, getting through that 11-11. This is the Justice card, but to get your justice, you need to face the music. You need to face your deepest, darkest fears, and that's what we all will be doing now in the Scorpio time and around that Scorpio new moon. Mercury retrograding back into Scorpio. Happy birthday if you are celebrating, my beautiful Scorpio friends. I've got a Scorpio Saturn, so I understand you guys. I've got Pluto on my Sun, so I've got that Scorpio signature as well. So love you guys. Very emotional, very deep, very powerful. Not manipulative usually. They do get a very bad rap. What's going on in the emotional arena, in the psychological, in the psyche? There's a pause. There's a pause. Someone needs time to release or to see things from a different perspective. Pisces, Saturn, I should say Neptune, Saturn in Pisces. There you go. There you go. Patience. How many times do I need to say patience? Forgiveness. Forgiveness is necessary. Who's holding on to the bad blood? Who's holding on to that negativity and those wounds that first hurt themselves and then they hurt others? This is, first we break our own hearts with holding, you know, what they did to us, why they treated us like that. We're all human. Maybe a second chance is necessary. Oh my God, everyone. Mercury retrograde does this. Does bring people back from the past. Not everyone is going to want their ex. If this is not someone that you want, then it's time to release them. If this is someone you want, forgive. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them another chance to make it better. And see what happens. Awakening. We've got a divine masculine that's going through their awakening. They recognize this union. Goosebumps. Goosebumps all over. All over. Okay. What do I want to see? I'm just going to sneak peek. And I know you're going to love this. 3 Sibyllahs on the moon here. On your person. Why do we have the moon? What will the full moon in Scorpio, what will your person release relative to their psyche? What truths will they share with you? Or what truths will be shared with you because they may be upset, they may be angry, and some truths of theirs may come out. Or we're doing our detective work, right? That's what tarot's all about. Let's see what the Moon card and the King of Swords is all about. What are they going to share? That they're single, they're becoming single, that they adore you, that you're the best thing after Vegemite. The Wheel of Fortune, big fated events going on in their life. Imeneo, Ace of Wands, that they want to pop the question, that they feel spiritually connected to you, that this is meant to be, but they're also blocked because of distrust, because of the person you still have around you. There's jealousy here. I do get that there's some jealousy coming from your person, not to the point of silliness and it being, bringing in manipulation and, narcissism and all those things. I feel that there is a little bit of jealousy, but there are some trust issues because the domestico is someone that's usually close to the environment, someone who is supposedly their tribe, unless they're revealing that that their partner, their ex, was unloyal, disloyal. And this could be someone that has entered their home, you know what I mean? So a third party in their life, so that they've been betrayed. So I'm going to take one more, and then that's the 10 of Cups, Constanza. 10 of Cups, that's the end of a family situation. Or the truths that will be revealed will bring great happiness with that 10 of Cups. But it's a new beginning. It's an ending and then a new beginning. Okay, and also that their feelings for you have never changed. I think I need to tell you that as well. Okay, let's get some time cards and see when possibly you will have clarity. You will, how long is it that someone needs to wait? Because, okay, Spirit is saying worth waiting for, right? Worth waiting for. What is worth waiting for? Not what. When? When is this waiting? Until. Remember, we're not all on the same timeline. We're reading for many, so choose 1, 2, or 3. Or use the 3 timing cards as the bigger picture. Trust your intuition and your own personal story. You know your own personal story. So let's see. December, Christmas. What a Christmas that's going to be. And 26, maybe Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, will be a significant day. Wow. Timing is much farther in the future for some of you. Now, as a bigger picture, I'm going to say December could be significant, but the time is farther in the future, maybe for the more stable, more certainty relative to this connection. 26, 57, they could be ages. Keep those numbers, add them. We've got an 8 and a 12, which is also like the Hanging Man, or it adds up to a 3. I don't know, 3 could be 3 months. Could be, for some of you, the 3rd of December. This could be the 8th of December. Pay attention, right? And next month looks promising, which is December. So we've got a couple of 8s. 8s are the infinity symbol. So remember the Strength card? That's number 8 as well. So maybe your person won't be able to hold on anymore. And they're going to walk through that 11-11. So walking through that 11-11, it's either walking out of a past marriage, it's either the female is being released, getting out of a narcissistic, she's taking that next step, or, and pay attention to the repeating numbers, we're going to be having a lot of that as well, or your person won't be able to hold back on their desires, on their truths, on even being vulnerable, because the King of Wands is never vulnerable, right? They're usually riding high. Let's take some dice. I'm going to say strictly days and weeks, okay? Days and weeks, just so we don't get too mixed up. Let's see the numbers that come out. Number 12. So that could be a significant number for you. I mean, 12 is the 12th month as well. You can look at it like that. We've got 6, number 6. We've got number 10. I'm going to take one more. And number 8. There's number 8. Okay, we didn't have repeating numbers. Let's see the signs that are mostly significant. Virgo. Virgo. Important. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. The mutable signs speak to change. There's a little bit of friction here. We've got Taurus, which is stuck, fixed energy, but Uranus is going to deal with the Taurus part of our chart. Sagittarius 3 times. Remember, Mercury and Mars, they are transiting through Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a Jupiterian sign, and Jupiter is in exaltation in Cancer, helping us to get to the bottom of things, even though there are things that are coming out from the past, so that we could flow towards our next chapter. Let's take last one. We've got Scorpio. Yep, Scorpio, Sagittarius, important time. And let's take the planets, the deities. We've got the South Node. South Node is getting out of our comfort zone. It's in Virgo. We've got Venus. So Venus, Uranus, sudden shocking events, twists and turns that may be positive. We've got Venus twice. And Uranus will bring change, and Uranus is in a Venus-ruled sign. So Jupiter, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, this is a spiritual connection, no doubt. And of course, most of you know the ruling planets. You know, Jupiter rules Pisces as well as Sag. Venus is Taurus and Libra. And the South Node is in Virgo. And what else did we say? Uranus is transiting Taurus, but also rules Aquarius. I'm going to take one last one. And we've got Neptune. Neptune is hopefully with Uranus that the blinders will come off and that this spiritual union will be able to come together. You know, this is the activation, a very big activation. But I feel that we've still got some time ahead, and remember, the timing will be different for each. So we're not all on the same timeline. So not everyone will have to wait till next year. Things will be happening. They are happening. I talk with a lot of people. For some it's happening. For some they've still got blockages and work to do. So, okay. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. I do get Sagittarian energy with that card. I think we'll leave it there, my dear friends, right? Or we didn't take any love messages. Let's just take a couple of love messages. And we'll leave it at that. If I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. That's what maturing is all about, mate. I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions. That's karma. I can't handle your words right now. I can still feel you. I got spooked. I'm in a much better headspace now. It's easier to just stay away right now, and you've been in my dreams. Well, you can live in your dreams, babe. That's all good with us, right? I hope you've had a good laugh with my jokes today. I hope that this helped, my dear friends. It really, really does help. If you like, share, comment, subscribe, make sure you're getting notified. Maybe, you know, check that you've pressed that notification bell. Check that you're getting notified. Or if not, then unsubscribe and subscribe again. So we'll be back with more. We do upload shorts here or there, so I'll be getting some messages from your person with the little short videos that we're uploading. We'll be back with more. I'm really excited about what's ahead, and you should be too. These changes in the world, they're for our own good. They're for the metamorphosis and the death process of the world and each of us individually. Big changes. And since it's been so tough the past few years, the wheel is turning. It can only go up from here. So love and light to all of you. Thank you so much for your support, your love always, your loyalty. And don't forget, email us, divinedebut11@gmail.com for the discount, okay, for a yearly tarot reading 2026 at half price. Get in before Christmas, before everyone else does. So you've only got a few hours. Get onto it now, otherwise you miss out. Love you all lots. Namaste.